I feel like I've been cursed. So after like a really long, I made a really long recording earlier today. Because I've been really struggling psychologically since I didn't have any money left. Earlier today I had $5.36 left in my bank account. And like, really led me to reconsider the priorities, you know. Thinking about what got me into that situation at 35 years old. And so, I was about to leave my apartment to go to the Dep. And I was thinking, like, strategically, I always feel bad, like, going into a Dep near closing time and paying with cash, especially change. You know, I'm like, alright, I guess it's early enough because we're not even 10:30 yet, but like, it might be like less of a hassle to go to the Dep nearer to my house, but everything's more expensive there. Going to the Dep, which I just prefer to go to for many reasons. That one's really busy when you're my house, and really like there's not much. It's not much farther to go to the one that's a bit cheaper, but it had like $5.95 in change, $5.36 in my account. It's like I can buy one tall boy. And that means that it'll be the end of my tapering off of alcohol. And then tomorrow I will not have any alcohol. And so right before leaving, I checked my bank account earlier today and I had $5.36 in my bank account. And so then right before leaving, I checked bank account again to see like, all right, well, you know, if for some reason $6 is not enough, how much do I really have left in my account? And then I saw that I had over $1,800 in my account. Because despite not getting any, email or anything about it, it's like really big, like $1,700 invoice that I sent was paid. Must have been on Monday. And then it takes 2 days for the bank transfer. But it's just, in the past I'd always print out checks. And they've since started doing transfers, but I didn't get any notice. And then I knew that there was another check for $125 that was coming in, but, I got an email yesterday that the payment was sent out, but it must have gotten out on Monday when I sent my invoice in. So now, this is why I feel cursed. I'm just going to go inside the Dep. There's another choice point in this story. I'm going to go into the Dep, and then I'll resume. So then, I have a choice, right? I've been feeling so bad and really sad as well today. And I haven't been eating well since I haven't had any money to buy food. Then it's like, okay, well, I was thinking like at least one of the advantages of this whole ordeal is that it forced me to start tapering off of alcohol because I just had no idea when I was going to get money. Something that I've been struggling with for 15 years, but even longer. But more specifically, recently, the past few months. So then, my choice is, well, do I continue or do I just buy more alcohol? Because now I can do it and it's going to make me feel better immediately, temporarily. And of course, I don't want to say of course because I have agency in this, but I bought my just regular daily amount of alcohol that I was drinking before tapering off, which is a total of 8 beers. But you know, I always think, not always, but like often think when I talk about my addiction, that like, oh, well, you know, people are going to think it's not that much, right? Because, you know, the way addiction is often portrayed is like, I don't know, it's like very like extreme. It's often like life-threatening cases, or it's very visible. But then I think also like the vast majority of people don't drink 8 beers every day. And I would have a lot of difficulty imagining somebody who drinks 8 beers a day, like it not affecting their lives, having some negative effects on their life. And yet, here I am. You know, I'm just laughing because when this kind of stuff happens, I just find it funny. I find it sad, but I find it funny because it's so absurd. I know rationally what I should be doing. I know I spent not a lot of time, but some time earlier today, this hour-long recording that I did while walking, got to the top of a mountain, and I started listing off these things of like things I feel bad about in my life that I don't like, especially at my age, 35. And I didn't anticipate that I'd have in my life, that I'd be dealing with. And I know like how much alcohol has contributed to those things that I don't like, that cause me pain. And yet here I am. I don't really know what to do. If like literally not having any money is not gonna really stop me. Maybe temporarily until I get money again. What's gonna stop me now? Been to rehab. Been to, I don't know, some really dark places inside myself. What's it gonna take? I bought some Funyuns as well. Just more carbohydrates, despite the fact that I've been living almost solely off of carbohydrates for the past, several days. What's it gonna take? That's why I feel cursed, Because, what's the point of a curse? It's to make somebody suffer, right? And, the worst curses that I can imagine are not ones where you're just gonna do, of course, I don't believe curses are real. I do think that the timing of what's been happening to me today it's I don't know, poetic in a way. Just coincidences. But anyway, my point is, I think that the worst curses that I can imagine are the ones that would make somebody feel like they're in control, but they're actually not in control. So to make them suffer, but to make them feel like they could have chosen otherwise and not suffered, and yet they keep choosing in the way that makes them suffer. That's how I imagine the worst curse would be, and that's how I feel right now. Although I don't know, that's the thing. I believe that I have control and agency for some things, my behavior, but what if I don't? What if I'm wrong? What if fate exists? What if curses exist? Right? I don't know. Well, I'm gonna go drink now. back to step one. Yeah.